Billy Jones and I are best friends. I've always looked up to him. His sister's name is Mary Sue. She comes along with most everything we do. Their mom and dad are hardly ever home. Billy and Mary are often home alone. Except for Joe over on the next street. After school it's usually Joe and us three. We keep up with what's going on. We should just leave well enough alone. Like last month at the old Williams place, what we heard and saw made our hearts race. We tore out and haven't spoken of it since what we witnessed behind the old Williams fence. Two men were shooting in the backyard. They were drinking and hitting the bottle awful hard. We laughed at first 'cause they were drunk. Then one shot the gun and fell over a stump. This made him jump up fighting mad, thinking he was pushed by his shooting friend. That's when an argument ensued, and Billy tried to comfort Mary Sue. She began to cry, afraid of the men and the quarrel that was between them. We heard a shot when we turned away. Then we heard a man scream and die on that day. After we started to run, we heard one more coming from the gun. Two men lay dead as we fled away. I never will forget how I felt on that day. I've tried to find the nerve to talk and tell my dad, let's take a little walk. But each time that I think I can, my knees grow weak and I can hardly stand. But everyone should know real soon, 'cause today while walking home from school, I saw the undertaker coming from that way. That's when I threw up my hand and waved. The men were identified as Tommy Baker and Billy Clyde, two men known as being wild and mean, and no one cared, or so it seemed. Billy said his dad was acting strange, and recently he hadn't been the same, especially since Billy had opened up to his dad one day in his pickup truck about the things that had happened that day down at the old Williams place. When they got home, his dad questioned him about what he knew had happened to them. After he told him everything, he said, "It's all right, son, now go out and swing." Within my heart I felt the need to go, take a trip back down the Williams Road, where two men had died on that day, down by the old Williams place. When I drew near, I heard a sound. I stopped, then I stooped to the ground. There was Billy and Mary's dad. He was kicking up dust and looking awful mad. I waited until he left that day, then I came out to investigate. And at the place where Mr. Jones had stood, I found some things I didn't feel good. The things I've since thrown in the lake, 'cause everyone can make a mistake. And Mr. Jones may have his faults, he's Billy and Mary's dad after all. But the events that surround that day, I'll have to take with me to my grave. No matter how much that they haunt me, it was just two men who were wild